Ladies and gentlemen, look at this view. See if I can't get you some videos raking hay tonight. It's about, I think it's damn near midnight. I gotta move this tractor right here. It's having PTO trouble, so it wasn't on the baler earlier today. So it's just sort of taking up space, you know. At least it still starts right up. We'll put it right by the bale stack. That's a good place for it. It's a true shame too, because this tractor doesn't have bad lights. Makes the old Oliver look like a joke. Alrighty. Without further ado, I'm gonna get my rows counted. I try to go 5 at a time, and then, well, you'll see. I don't have to explain it to you now. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, right there. All right. So I've been going in 5th low. At about 1800. And with the dew that's set, I've been getting pretty good leaf retention. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think. Put this thing down to the ground. And we're off. You know, so far, I've been pretty happy with it. New rake. I paid $3,800 for it this winter. And it's done a pretty good job. I'm gonna bump it up 5 direct. Since this is a lot more grassy, it's not gonna rake so hard. But I think it's done a really nice job. It makes a better windrow than the bar rake did, because it would sort of rope it together. Hey guys, know what I mean? So I think I only counted 4 rows. I ran out of fingers. But it does a good job. I really like it. Good investment. It's a Miller Pro 1150. Plug in my mouth. We got some nice heavy windrows here. I cut this field. The other half that I just did, I cut Monday night. This half I cut Tuesday morning. And it is Wednesday night right now. It did a lot of drying yesterday. Really great day for it. I think we were about high 80s. bugs out here are insane. That light does it justice. That's not dust, those are bugs. These lights up front don't really have them. But that one, I don't know if it's being the sole light in the back or what. I tell you what, they block that thing. And say, when I'm bail stacking at night on the 2155, that thing's got a big honking light bar on the back. And my gosh, if you think that's bad, maybe 10 times that just to the bar. They flock to the front. Now, I don't know if that's because they're LEDs or what. God, they love them things. Especially back here. I don't have to deal with that at home. Because a couple years ago, we worked our ground so religiously that we killed any really bug life that was out there. I mean, this farm I'm renting, kinda. I'm just renting the clover off of it, and I get one cut, and they spray no-till the beans. We've been doing that for 2 years now, and it's been a really good way for me and them, landowner, both make money. Some people private about their operations, but I'm not too scared. All of my stuff is posted out as for what my yields tend to be and my prices and whatnot. I sell my hay for $4 a bale out of the field, $6 out of the barn, $5 for 100 plus bales. And then I deliver $8 a bale, $7 for 100 plus. And that's my price for clover hay. Grass hay, really knocking down a buck. Whoa, pay attention. Get busy. But I make out pretty well on this. Not that I'm not paying them though. I think my average price per bale was $4.98. I believe the math came out to between what I sold in the field and other options. But for clover hay, it fluctuates year by year. Last year I paid $1.70 a bale because that was the tonnage price. This, I think I'm going to bump up my rotor speed a touch more, this heavier stuff. So we're going to feed this Waukesha some more RPM. Hercules. I'm not really worried about leaf retention, being that grass never has that great of leaf retention anyway. You know, no leaves. last year I made 12,000 bale, and I think my overall twine input was like 900 bucks, and we just buy it out of the family farm and home store. Same thing as a TSC or a Cool King, that kind of thing. It works out well. I make more money doing hay than I do row crops, that's for damn sure. I'm hoping for results this year. We're trying different things. I've never really been able to grow soybeans and just because of old aged equipment that's past its prime, mostly due to the sprayer. Figured it out. Had a pump that we flow tested last year to get a good rate, and every time you tested it out of the same tips, it was a different rate. The pump was going bad. Didn't know that until too late. And of course, I didn't get consistent rates on my fields, which obviously may lead to weeds, weed presence, weed pressure, weed issues. I think my average yield on beans last year was 22 bushel per acre, but really for how dry last year was, a neighbor who had very little weed pressure didn't make out much better. I guess for 27 bushel, but I mean when you're down that low, any little bit helps. Considering we paid to spray, yeah, we were low rate, but it would have been an extra, what, 200 bucks for yield booster 5 and yield 4. Got a different pump for the spray. We sprayed with it already, and it did great. So real good. I'm hopeful for good things to come this year. The beans are starting to emerge. I think they were planted June 3rd, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure on that. Just the way my heavy ground sets. Earliest I can get out. There we go. I can't change the ground. I can just adapt and make the best out of my skill. And honestly, I know I've really been trying to pursue acres over the years. And I've really came up dry. I mean, probably 20 pieces of ground that I've reached out on, I got one. 22 acres right across the road. Nice and convenient. That's really because they were already unhappy with the damn farm. And as long as they get paid, they don't really seem to mind low yields. Like, who knows how long that's going to keep up. So it really, my main focus for the coming years is just do the best with what I got. I'm making money, keep it that way. efficient, maximize all the potential we've got. As a young guy, establishing myself, I think it's the best thing I can do, rather than try to take land from somebody else, get people bent out of shape at me. That's never a good thing to do. We're playing the long game, and I think that'll do me favors. I mean, let me really quick grab before I try and be Mr. Big Time, you know what I mean? And as much as I'd love to farm 500 acres right now, I gotta figure out how to make what I got right now work. Right now is, let's see, about 150 acres of rented hay ground. Split about 50-50 between spring cuts of hay and fall cut. And pretty close to, I know what I'm trying to say. 100 acres of row crop. But that row crop number is going to be going down. I'm going to be making hay on that ground.
typically in the past, I mean, it's on, off, on, off, on, off. Getting on the tractor all the time. And at the end of the day, I go home and lay down, and my knees are killing me. I'm only 19, 18 last year. So that's kind of a problem, right? But due to the issues with my 215 white,
crap tractor at this point. I don't fucking care. I can't stand it. I'm always fixing it.
Washout. There we go. Missed it. But due to the issues with that tractor, I've been bale stacking with my 2155. And obviously I don't like step on that tractor. It's just a series 1 factory steps. But you know what? This year's the best that bale stacker's ever worked. It's given me hardly any issues, and I think that's got something to do with the work I did with the baler. And it's making really nice, tight, damn near 60-pound bales. And even after sitting for a week already, string tension, perfect. I mean, that thing's dialed in. It's doing a wonderful job. I mean, really, these steps have just been on here for, hell, looks at this point. And they look great. But I have not used them as intended. Really, if I don't have to, it's kind of a win. Because that means I'm not getting on and off all the time. And it also means that my knees don't hurt. Like your mom's. I'll get you a bunch of footage of the Raking. Get you some sort of a fender mount rig. I'm getting that for the row a little bit. There we go. There's the belt. Big brake down. Oh, now we gotta count rows again.
Gets plenty of U-joints in my day. 2 of them. Both on my 489 Avon. That is sold. Don't own it anymore. But still in contact with the guy that owns it now. The good news is it's for free. Happy to share. Back to your scheduled programming. And go. Washout. Now. What a pretty dash. Oh, I love this tractor. I couldn't ask it to do anything. You know, honestly, I've been doing this. This is my first time running the ring. Not tonight, but this year. And on the cut I did last week, I had outside rounds. So of course I picked the rake up. But now that I've got the outside rounds gone, I didn't pick the rake up that turn. How crucial is that really? Because it's not going to run any different than it does right here, right now. And I don't think it's going to be hard on it. I don't know. It's probably going to be one of those things where I'm going to watch it a little bit while I do it. And if it works just fine, great. Then it's one less thing for me to do so I can focus on my rows and my turns. So, we'll see. Why don't you guys want to? I got this to stop leaking. This tractor's got more hours at this point than the 105 does. You park on concrete, it might leak a drop or two. It does very, very well for a 54-year-old tractor. The 105, on the other hand, put buckets under it, pour it back in, it leaves puddles. Reseal it, doesn't matter. It'll leak somewhere else. Somewhere that didn't leak before. Even if you put a new hose on, doesn't matter. That thing is so damn worn out. And you know what? It probably was a good tractor in its day. But its day has since passed. Unless I put a ton of money into that thing, I can't make it make sense. So, yeah, that Perkins is great on fuel, and I'm gonna miss it. But another thing about the Perkins, it does not like starting in the cold. This Waukesha, it'll start great in the cold, which honestly sounds kind of uncharacteristic of them. But I got a real nice unit, very well maintained, 5,000 hours, original engine, no work ever done. Taking time off? Maybe. It's still got 2-piece wristband bushings. But it's doing great. I can't say that about my 105. I'm really... I like my 155 so much. But I wish it was a Series 3. And I can put a dual-speed PTO unit, which is really my only other concern. Other than also the fact that Hercules drags fuel. But I think I've got my tractor picked out that I'd like to get for a really nice Series 1 or 2 tractor price for Series 3 luxury, and probably similar to a Waukesha and or Perkins fuel consumption. This is Toy Talus. And all those tractors I see are relatively low hour, really nice shape, but they just don't bring a lot of money. And I think that's because people are kind of scared by an air-cooled diesel. But I have not heard one issue out of someone that keeps it clean. The fins on the engine. Which, I maintain my equipment. I like keeping it clean. As soon as this thing gets back home when it's done raking hay and bale stacking, it's getting washed. I mean, why wouldn't you take care of your equipment that takes care of you? It just, that's something that doesn't make a lot of sense, you know. I digress. I found a couple really nice 9150 Toy Talus tractors, dual-speed PTOs, in about the $20,000 range. Now, my 105, I get it, back to good working shape. It's got nice 23-degree Firestone matching duals, a little less tread. It really, if I'm not buying another white, I'll sell the weights with it too. I'd like to get 11,000 out of it. There is wiggle room. But I'd like to get what I'm gonna get. 2 different numbers. I can come to terms with that. But I just can't stand the leaks. And if it's not a leak, it's a hydraulic hose that's all worn out. I guess it's not a leak. of a, it's got 5,000 hours thing. So we got some valve guides that are starting to let a little bit of carbon through into the crankcase. So let's not let that happen, and let it turn the oil to sludge and grind up anything that's fine tolerant. You know, any carbon will do that. And you don't catch it right away. That's what happens when, that's really what makes turbochargers wear out. To my knowledge is, because you gotta think that's spinning 100,000 RPM a minute. At least on power strokes they are, because that's my wheelhouse. And if you got just a little bit of grain in there, it's just gonna tear those things up. And then you lose seals, and you're putting oil in your turbo, and then you got a runaway. I mean, that's just a big pile of work that I don't want to go through. Because honestly, runaways can kill you, and I'd rather have the peace of mind when I go to bed at night that if Dad's running that tractor, it ain't gonna kill him. It's not gonna kill me or anybody else that I put on there. You know, it's really just us two. Am I worried about it too much? I don't think about that much at all. But being that I am a mechanic, I have heard stories. So I'd rather just not chance it, you know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Good possibility, actually. You know. No. There we go. Now, who knows? I am just out here talking to myself after all. How this whole thing started, I couldn't tell you. I know how this started. I turned the goddamn key, and it starts up every time. It really might be what I am at this point. It's not like I need to wake up too early tomorrow morning anyway. There we go. Let's get Bitch, why didn't you tell me something? That is a groundhog hole right there. Woo! Anywho. I mean, what are you doing? You could be, I don't know, starting a multi-billion-dollar corporation and donating to my cause? I mean, what are you, selfish? Do you not love charity? Fucking, I don't. Shit. If it benefits me, why not? Whoa. Good. That was another goddamn groundhog hole. That sounded horrible. I'm gonna go back and watch that. 44 minutes. That sounded really bad. Sounds like a machine gun. I mean, hitting those with this climb, it's not a good time. Mostly in a tractor, because I was going 11 miles an hour. Alrighty, I guess that's going to be a night for you guys. I'll catch you when I bail. Well, I probably won't be bailing. I'll get you when I bail stag. You know. Boy, look at them deer. Oh, the skinwalkers right there. Woo! Alright. Have a nice one, guys. Always appreciate you watching. It's a lot. See ya.